Hi there, my name is Andrea and this is High Literature, where I introduce books and comics to you, the viewer. I just realized that when I wear these there's a glare and it just doesn't look really good. So I realized in the last video that I posted, it was the 10th video, hooray, big 10. And then I also realized that out of the 10, I only had a couple that were comic book related. So this video is going to be all about comics. And I figured the best way to tackle this would just be to dig through my single issue boxes. I have a few here with me. And I guess we'll start with the smallest one. I've had this shoe box for many years because I keep everything. I'm overly sentimental, to say the least. What is in this box? It's been a while since I've dug through these. Whew! Wow. I totally forgot about this comic. So, Dusty Star. This came out in 1996, and the artwork is by Andrew Robinson. Aww. Robert wants to come in. Come in. Come on, Bobby. There you go. So, and when this came out in 1996, it was a big stinking deal because it had been trying to come out for a very long time. Look at this. Move. Issue 0. You don't see that very often, do you? And I don't think it really went beyond this after several other fits and starts, which, I don't know, it's weird. It kind of reminds me of the band Big Star. It's just this fantastic thing that just for out of control reasons just rendered it obscure and unknown, unfortunately. But I'm here to tell you what does exist of this tiny, very limited series. It's a lot of fun. The art's great. The writing's great. Oh my God. 1980. That's got to be 89. There's no, yeah, that's an 8. This is lovely cover art. I'm going to take it out of the bag. By John Bolton for this Alien comic. Oh God, the glare is so terrible. I wonder if there's anything. I'm going to try and turn these lights off back here and see if it does anything, because you gotta see this art. It's so good. It's so good. Does that help? Somewhat. What is the glare? I think it's the actual phone. Well, anyway, as you can see, great art. It's much better in person. Oh my God! Ah! The interior art is by Sam frickin' Keith. Are you kidding me? There's Newt. Oh, wow. Aliens Earth War #1, second printing, July 1990. So yeah, this is 89. Wow. And oh God, it's so good. Ripley and Newt, Sam Keith style. You can't beat it. Love Sam Keith. I wonder if I can find, where's the letters section in the back. Bug Hunt. Gotta love it. First letter's from Belfast, Northern Ireland. Second letter is from McMinnville, Oregon. Paul Campbell, William Berwiger. Malcolm Bourne from Lancashire, England. Eric Miller from Bloomington, Indiana. Richard Townsend, address withheld by request. Matt Wolfson from Brooklyn, New York. Rod Cope from Long Beach, California, the LBC. Aww. You can order alien pins. Oh my God. All right. I I could stay on that for a while. Oh my God. Ah! Who remembers Dark Child? Holy crap. Talk about the 90s were so funny. Dark Child. Gotta love the Brat mini bra. I think this was the final issue in the series. When was it? 1997. Randy Queen. Oh my goodness. This was like very peekaboo, TNA, but with like demons and black magic and troubled home life. It was like My So-Called Life, but with the craft and more monsters and demons. Huh. Dick Tracy. And Brenda Starr. So I'm sure most people know about the Warren Beatty movie with Dick Tracy, etc., etc. But how many of you know about the Brooke Shields movie with Brenda Starr? It is wonderful. I love it. I have it on VHS. I have it memorized. I would watch it. We'd play it constantly at my parents' store, which is part of why I have it memorized. It would just be, you know, it's like burned into my brain. I think there are so many movies when I'll watch them later, but I'm actually watching them instead of hearing it in the background. I pick up on jokes that I had missed for decades because I don't have the visual cue of what's going on, so I'm unable to make the connection. But yes, Brooke Shields, Brenda Starr. It's a delightful movie and fun comic series, as is Dick Tracy. Funny story, I recently read about, I was thinking about the term like Palooka, and I was wondering what it meant, and it turns out it's referencing a boxer who was a comic strip character, and the creator of that comic character, the boxer Palooka, was in this feud with Chester Gould, and I can't remember the details of it because it's been so long since I read about it, but I remember thinking that Chester Gould screwed over the Palooka guy, and as a result, his comic became famous, and Boxer Palooka, I mean, who knows who that person is? Wow. ElfQuest. Holy crap. I mean, this is celebrating 15 years already. And when did this come out? Let's see. ElfQuest, holy crap. 1993. You do the math. Oh, look at this art. Oh, that first page. Isn't that just lovely? That's just awesome. The splash page. All the characters. Who's who? Oh, don't you love like stuff like this and like maps of the landscape? It's and for the record, just gotta say, this smells delicious. Classic. I mean, what can be said that hasn't already been said? I'm sorry, they're still there. I'll just take them out. So yeah, we have the Kevin Eastman, Peter Laird's Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. They're Heroes in a Half Shell with the classic all red face masks. Oh, I love this song. So I discovered during lockdown, long story short, that there's this setting on the TV that's live TV, and there's this whole block of channels that plays nothing but music videos from the 70s, 80s, and 90s, and it's a lot of fun. And right now we have the Pet Shop Boys, who I'm seeing in October, and I can't wait. Ooh. Charles Vess. Gotta love him. All day long. I'm not going to mess with the phone to show you, but long story short, I used to be I still am. I love going to Goodwill. And one time I found a Charles Vess print, numbered, signed, for like $10 of the Queen of Fairy. And yeah, it's hanging right there. And so, yeah, the Book of Ballads by Charles. Oh my gosh, this is so black and white. Just love the cross hatching. It's just so nice. It's so soothing. What else do we have in here? Ooh. Oh. This, gosh, do I even want to dive into this? I could talk about this for the rest of the night. The Books of Magic. I have so many singles of these. There are titles that I'll collect in graphic novel form for the sake of, just space and cost. But anyway, there are other comics I collect in single issue because the cover art, I mean, my God. It's just one thing after another of just, oh, wow. That tells you how old this is. And this. I mean, look at this. Look at this. It's just, yeah, we could be here all night with the Books of Magic and what I would say about it. But we have many comics to go through. Oh, my God. Yes, the Books of Magic. Definitely look into that. Highly recommend it. Forever and ever, amen. So stinking good. What is in here? We've got, it says #1 Love and Rockets, but it's got to be a reprint. Yeah, there's no way this is #1. Actually, now that I think about it, though. I feel like I do have something. That's odd. That was scary. Where is it? I thought I had it tucked in one of the hardcovers, but it appears to not be the case. I wonder if I'll find it in this box. So yeah, lots of Love and Rockets by the greatest in the whole world, Jaime Hernandez and Gilbert Hernandez and Mario Hernandez. Mario, I believe, is the oldest, and then Gilbert, and then Jaime. And the three of them created this comic series, Love and Rockets. And over the course of time, Mario kind of faded out, and Gilbert diverged into his own world, and Jaime diverged into his own world. And they're equally fantastic. They're completely... The only thing they share in common is the art is phenomenal and the storyline is just excellent. It's been going on since before I was born, and it's still going on to this day. And yeah, if you don't know about Love and Rockets, well, now you do, and you should go get you some, because it's the best thing ever. It is #1 of comics for me. Like, if I were to say what my favorite #1 comic is, it's Love and Rockets. All day long. Oh, wow. David Lapham's Stray Bullets. This was, I think, printed into El Capitan. I was going to say Vertigo. I think it... Oh, no. He had another series that he did after this called Young Liars that was with Vertigo. Vertigo was an offshoot of DC for, like, mature readers. And, yeah, definitely not Superman, Batman kind. I mean, it was really, mature. And Young Liars infamously got pulled because it got a little too bonkers. But regardless of that, it is fantastic. I actually lent the series to a friend, and during the course of them having it, wanted to reread it myself, and I just ordered it again. So Brandon, you can just keep the ones that I lent you. They're yours now because I already have them all over again. This series, and yeah, we'll get back to Stray Bullets. But I'm more familiar with this one. But this was like his debut. This was his like intro to the comic book world, and paved the way for the rest of his activities. But yeah, one of the things I really loved about this, that I also love also about Love and Rockets, is that I love it when comics or books introduce you to different musicians that you might not have heard of otherwise. And it's so much fun with Young Liars. At the beginning of each issue, there is a cassette tape, and on both sides it'll give a track. And yeah, you better believe as the series was coming out, I was looking up those tracks and listening to the songs. The first one is Let's Dance by David Bowie and Atlas by Battles. And it's then you'll get like the title of the issue, and then like a little, not quote, but I guess tagline that the writer David Lapham would put in. And I remember reading this interview with him where he was saying that he felt like the song Atlas was the theme song of Sadie. And after reading the series, yes, it is. I absolutely agree. And yeah, every single issue there's a cassette tape that'll give 2 tracks, one for each side, and it's just it's a lot of fun. And the art is so unconventional. It's stressful, but I love it. I want to show it to you, but I feel it just doesn't do it justice. The detail of how he draws the different facial expressions and tears, it's so different. I've never seen anything like it before or since, and it's one of those things that, yeah, it stresses me out, but I just can't look away. And that's David Lapham. Yeah, Vertigo pulled the series, so it ended abruptly, to say the least. But I don't know, it kind of works, but it only kind of works just because the series itself is absolutely bonkers. It's like, I don't even know what to compare it to. Kind of like when you're watching a David Lynch movie and it's not about trying to make sense of it, it's just enjoying the ride. Ooh. Tim Bradstreet's covers of Hellblazer. I love it. So I have a lot of Hellblazer comics because I just love the art. It's kind of like when you have an album of music that you love and you don't know any of the lyrics, but the music's just so great you can't help listening to it over and over and over again. And that's how it is sometimes with me with comics. I've never read any of it. One day I will. I know it's there waiting for me, but in the meantime, I just like listening to the music. I love the art, and this is one of those comics. I collect books of magic for the covers, but I read them thoroughly. I collect Hellblazer for the covers, and I haven't read any of them. But I do intend to. I want to read them. I'm intrigued by the story itself. Oh my god. Gen 13, the yearbook, 1997. I was a freshman in high school when this came out. Holy crap. Gen 13. This is one of the first titles that Image ran, and woo, my god, it was popular. Talk about crossover. Oh, here, speaking of crossovers, yeah, I was talking about this in one of the 2 videos I have about comics, where, yeah, Gen 13 just crossovers galore. There's one of the characters on the cover with Bone. We've got Jim Lee there in the corner, funny little cameo Easter egg type thing there. Ooh, Simon Beasley. Oh my. Okay, we're gonna keep going. We have a lot more. Yeah, we talked about Jen. Aww, look at this. Number 1, Antarctic Press, Strangers in Paradise. I think this is, dare I say, I think this is the first printing. How cool would that be? Ninja High School. Enough said. When did 3rd printing. Aw, 3rd printing, April 1994. I love 1994. I think 94 is my favorite year. Wow. Look at that. He's got this great big old thank you list. And who's on there? Gilbert Hernandez. How funny is that? Gosh, long thank you list. That's nice. Ooh, Dan Klaus. Golly, yeah, that's a lot. Strangers in Paradise. This has been going on. Yeah, I've been reading this series, like all these graphic novels here. This is all Strangers in Paradise. And I'm so excited. He's doing, I guess you could say, a spin-off series, but it's about a set of characters within this series that, are just kind of, not background characters, but they're not the main characters, but it's going to be about them. It's called The Parker Girls. I'm so excited, and it's coming out in August, and I can't wait, and I already have my order in, and they're going to be here, and yeah, it's going to be wonderful. Aw, this was, high school. This is graphic novel 6. It's so good. And issue 13, so this is already well into the series. This is kind of like a flashback issue where you discover who these grown women were when they first met in high school. And it's intense. it's a lot. It's real, it's vivid, it's true. I laughed, I cried. Wow. This is definitely a reprint. What is this? Yeah, number 1, August 1996, maybe? When did this come out? Sandman, Preludes and Nocturne. Oh, yeah, also illustrated by Sam Keith. I remember reading this interview with Sam Keith where he was talking, they were asking about how, how was it that you were illustrating the Sandman series and then weren't? And he described it as, like, Neil Gaiman was like the Beatles, and he was more like Jimi Hendrix, and while they were both equally good on their own, just mixing them together didn't really work. And it's so true, because then he went on to do the Max, and if anybody has ever read that series, I mean, it's perfect the way he described musically how he and Gaiman were as far as like taste and aesthetic. It's just, yeah, it's because they're both, I mean, come on, the Sandman, it's Sandman, and the Max, oh god, you gotta read the Max. And MTV actually they had this segment on the channel, MTV's Oddities, and it was this block of cartoons, and one of them was the Max. And it was great because the cartoon was panel for panel the comic, and the voice acting was awesome. So it was they did a really, it's great. Wow. Another Woody Harrelson movie. Went from Natural Born Killers to Kingpin. Gotta love it. That's funny. More Sandman. Aww. We have Death, The Time of Your Life. And then we have Death, The High Cost of Living, with the cover art by the fantastic Dave McKean. Yeah, I forgot to mention that. Dave McKean, he does all the cover art for the Sandman series. And that was one that I started to collect for the covers because Dave McKean, but it's long. And I try not to buy online. I try to just, find stuff in the wild, digging through back issue boxes. And these are hard to find. And usually when I do find them, they're repeats of what I already have. Which I guess makes sense. More people are looking for Sandman than they are for books of magic. Huh. Tank Girl. This is one. There's like 4 Tank Girl comics stuck in this. Who is that? Jamie Hewlett. Oh, you want to go back out? Of course you do. Jamie Hewlett and Pete Milligan? I can't remember. Milligan? I can't remember. But Jamie Hewlett's the artist. Pete. I can't remember. $19.90. Oh, cool. Dazzler, Bill Sienkiewicz cover. I will, if Bill Sienkiewicz does the cover art, I'm gonna buy it. I love him. Oh my god. I mean, look at that. I wish you were here to see it in person. I wish you could hold it in your hands. I know, it just doesn't translate that well, but just to give you an idea, but man, I am telling you, it's epic. It's so beautiful. Oh my god, I love it so much. I love it so much. Ooh, we got Kabuki, Masks of the No. Oh, it's so, this series is so interesting. The art changes. It's like, it goes from this awesome black and white, like stark, severe, sharp, and then his other stories within this series that come after, it's when Dorothy goes from Kansas to Oz. It's just trippy, psychedelic swirls of it's just a majesty of colors, and one is just as great as the other, but in their totally different ways. David Mack did the start of the series as, I think, his college thesis, and then later on turned it into a full-blown comic book series. And I feel like I remember reading that the thesis that he did, and maybe even the series itself, in some colleges it was required reading for different art departments. It's great. It was it was the first comic I ever read that had, well, no, that's not true, because there was Psylocke in the X-Men. But, just not Asian characters, but all Asian characters. It's set in Japan, and I remember, when I'd read it in school, well, we don't got to get into that. It wasn't, I had to hide it. I would, tuck it in my school book and read it, but, whatever. We're here now. Aw, here's a nice crossover. Ghost and Hellboy. Mike Mignola cover. I'm here for it. So good. Ghost is an interesting series. I tried to get it. I got where is it? There you are. I keep seeing this character pop up, but I never saw its own standalone, even though I knew it existed. So I decided to go after it and find out for myself what this is all about. Oh my gosh, I think this is an Adam Hughes cover. Adam Hughes is the man. Is it an Adam Hughes cover? Yeah. Adam Hughes. It's been so long since I've read this, I couldn't even begin to tell you what it's about. I don't remember. When did this come out? 1995. Dark Horse. Gosh, does Dark Horse still exist? I hope so. I couldn't believe it when Vertigo bit the dust. I didn't think that was possible. This is just a butt ton of Max comics. Talk about covers. Yeah, I have pretty much the entire Max series, as well as Friends of the Max. There were 2 issues. Here they are. They came at the end of the Max, and I don't know. I'd say read these before you read Hernandez. That comes from a lot of sentimentality, though. One, I read these first, so, I've just been with them longer. And these were comics that I shared a love for with a best friend of mine who is no longer here. So there's, that attachment to it. But that, regardless of that, it's so good. I can't even begin to tell you what it's about, except that you should just go into it, blind and knowing that it's by Sam Keith, so come on. And there's only 2, and you'll be happy you did. What else do we have here? Alpha Flight. Who remembers these? Talk about iconic covers. Gosh, remember that? When I think Alpha Flight, I think of... Do I have it? it? Yeah. The Asgardian Wars. One of the greatest story arcs in the Marvel Universe. I mean, oh, this is... I remember when I found this at the secondhand store. I think it was a Second and Charles. I about peed myself. I couldn't believe... I mean, it's so stinking good. 1985. So good. Oh wow, Mike Mignola did some of the art. He did the art and There's No Place Like Home. Speaking of the Wizard of Oz. Yeah, the Asgardian Wars. That's what makes me, when I think Alpha Flight, I think this. This is a great crossover series between the Norse gods, the X-Men, and Alpha Flight, and the New Mutants. So good. So good. That, written by Chris Claremont, this is comic book magic. Get your hands on Chris Claremont's The Asgardian Wars. Oh my god. Remember Generation X? Big Time and the Big Apple. This was such a fun series. When this was, I'm gonna guess this was 97. Oh, remember these? Oh, wait till I show you all my X-Men cards. 95. Wow. So good. Generation... Look at this ad. This... I'm not a big banana fan, but I liked Banana Laffy Taffies and I liked Banana Runts. I loved the Jubilee art in this. I loved the art in this period. This was such a fun series. Oh my god. Waterworld. Are you kidding me? That's funny. Oh, Excalibur and the Gatecrashers. This is more Chris Claremont. This is it's so good. It's so good. Excalibur had a really nice, fun run. The Cross-Time Capers, a blast. The art, so good. The story, so good. Yeah, lots of Excalibur, lots of single issues. Lots of New Mutants because Bill Sienkiewicz. Ooh. Speaking of Bill Sienkiewicz, he did this mini-series with Sabretooth, and I think he did the interior art too. No, he did not. But it's still good. Aww. Rogue and Gambit. I was just talking about them the other night with Aemon. Oh, that's right. Oh my god, this was such a stressful story. It's so good, but it's dark. It's really dark. Aww. I think this is when Rogue takes Carol Danvers' powers, and so now they're like on the hunt for her. I'm not sure. I wonder. It's been so long since I've read it. Oh, look at Kitty Pryde and the... I can't tell. It's like a fun stamp, you know. I loved seeing the characters laid out like that. Yeah, she was Shadowcat, Sprite, Ariel. She went through a few code names. Oh, wow. The Dark Phoenix Saga. Yeah. And Jean Grey was being manipulated by Mastermind. Oh, Cyclops is so distraught. He's so upset. Oh, I remember crying over this issue. Oh my God, the death of Ileana. Stop. Oh, devastated. Because, Jubilee was just so tough. She was tough. And when Jubilee broke, I broke. Ooh, that was rough. Oh my God, remember this? The Christmas special. I have 2 copies. It's really good. Kitty Pryde is left alone at the X Mansion while all the others go off to see a play or something. And she gets attacked by a monster. She defeats it. It's an homage to Alien all day long. And it's so good. Oh, I forgot about that. Ooh. I think Mastermind had a hand in this debacle too. Manipulated poor Mariko and ruined Wolverine's wedding. The audacity. Terrible. That was a fun series too. Yeah, I think. Ooh, Astro City. Cover art by Alex Ross, written by Kurt Busiek. It's so stinking good. Astro City, it's a superhero comic, but I don't know. I can't explain what sets it apart. It's just it's so good. And there. One of the fun things about it is you can just jump in anywhere. All the stories do connect, but they're loosely connected, and you can just pick up wherever you want. And it's just great writing. I guess that's what it boils down to. The writing is just fantastic. Kurt Busiek, you're the man. Yep. Yep, all Astro City, and that's the end. So yeah, that's it. I just, wanted to do a comic book video, and I figured, well, we'll just dig through all my back issue boxes. I haven't looked at them in a while. I hope that you had as much fun as I did going through them. I'm sorry you couldn't smell it all like I was, because let me tell you, it was just fantastic. So yeah, I guess that's it, and I'll see you next time.